Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to say good morning and welcome. Welcome to a fresh, brand new edition of ASHFORD Live on Bridge Radio Africa. Today is, in fact, the 6th. The 6th of July 2024. And as always, Father God, we just want to give you the praise. We want to say a big thank you to you for making us to see another day. We didn't have to be here, Lord Jesus, but you made it happen for us. And with that, we just want to say thank you. Some are in the hospitals. Some are in wheelchairs. Some can't walk, can't talk. But you've given us a second chance at life. With that, we're grateful to you. Well, folks, as always, please allow me to borrow the wordings of the wise man. Tough times don't last. Tough people do. The height of a person is never known until he rises, because there's no second chance to make that first impression. What people think about you and the possibility for your dream, it is not your business. Don't take it personally when somebody said no to you. They are not saying no to you. They are saying no to themselves. They are saying no to living a bigger life. They are saying no to what is going on in their heads because they're suffering from possibility blindness. So don't take it personal, folks. Some are traveling. Some are good for nothing. Some will always see your limitation, but they can't see your potential. Try to stay away from toxic, negative, and energy draining folks. They don't mean well for you. And try to recognize your greatness, because once you recognize your greatness, no one will ever pull your strings. When you begin to recognize your greatness, you come with a different kind of attitude, a different kind of spirit, a different kind of character. When you walk with a different kind of spirit. When you walk and look at yourself, you know that you're somewhere. At least you're not where you used to be a few days ago. The giant. Others call him the medicine of the microphone, the golden voice of radio. Basillon Blue. C'est qu'on lui a pelia. But the aku ya go play. You wouldn't know muzu and you je madobo. To dry. Adi wapo. The medicine that needs no introduction. And I'm telling you, folks, Africa's media do extraordinary. I'm ASHFORD GARLEY. Welcome to the show. And at this point, ladies and gentlemen, very shortly, we're going to have the WYNFRED Russell campaign to talk about the campaign. Early voting has started. I voted early last week. Listen, when you are a Brooklyn Park resident, when you're from RCO, all you have to do go to the DMV. They have sessions in there where you can vote early. Okay, because the main event is on August the 12th, I believe. And I went in last week and voted for this week, Wednesday, I believe, and voted for WYNFRED Russell. Okay, it's easy as A, B, and C. At this point, I'd like to introduce to you my co-host, Mr. Sam Simpson Barker. Sam, what's up, man? Welcome to the show.
Hey, good morning, everybody. I want to welcome you back to Saturday morning for WYNFRED Russell for the Minnesota State House District 38A. Man, come and join us, man. It's going to be a fun hour. It's going to be a really fun hour. Of course, we're going to be having the candidate, the campaign manager, and the president of the Minnesota Organization of Librarians in Minnesota. He's going to come on, to tell us, why it's it's important for us to have representation out here, and a whole lot of good stuff going to be coming on this morning. So we're happy you're there. We're happy you're joining us. Uh, if you live in the Brooklyn Park area, in the Osceola area, I hope you take advantage of the early voting. We are really, really counting on that because we don't want to wait to the last minute. So, yeah, it's going to be a wonderful time, man. Ash, thank you for having me this morning.
And again, Sam, again, we need to stress early voting, because when the D-Day comes, some might not be available. And it just so happened that I was in the vicinity on Wednesday, and I caught up with WYNFRED, Francis, the campaign manager, and a host of other members who were there. And I actually went for something else, but then when I saw the opportunity, I decided to go there and vote early. So I'm calling on all my friends, all the residents of Osceola and Brooklyn Park, to please do so. Go to the DMV and just telling you're there to vote early. And of course, again, saying you were saying something the other day that this campaign is not just about Winfred, because people's life has changed since he last took office as a city council member. So with
Yes.
him getting the house to represent us, a lot of things will happen, not only for Liberian based yet in Minnesota, but the African diaspora as a whole.
Oh, absolutely. You are right. We said it, and we're going to continue to say that. Um, that's why we're going to have Mr. Kabadi there, uh, president of the OLM organization of Liberians in Minnesota, to come on and really, really, really elaborate on that. Uh, this is not a Barossa, man. This is about our community. Like we said last week, we are a very powerful force over here economically, but politically we haven't really, really stepped up, and that's why we're not getting the kind of respect, in in every area. I mean, look, you wouldn't believe, I was amazed to find out when I moved out here that the Somalian and the Ethiopian population, they are so powerful until they have their local food on the school menu.
Hmm.
Yeah, they were able to get them past that. It was like, our children need to eat our local food, so it's on the school menu. You know, that's how powerful politically these people are, and we have a big we have a way larger population than they do, and we can get anything in our favor. Man, we have to change this. This is for us. This is for our African community.
And the campaign, Sam, is not cheap. Liberians, Africans, and our friends from other parts of the world were asking to please chip in a little something to help with the campaign. I mean, just flyers alone. I mean, adver- advertisement on Facebook, everything costs money. So at this point, as you can see on the screen, you have the dollar sign, you have the Winfred for house, and that's the Facebook, not Facebook, that's the Cash App handle up there. Or you can also use the telephone number 612-283-1859, and just chipping a little something. My cousin AB Bobley is getting married next week, and just like that, I've got my first gig to MC here in the Minnesota area. Congratulations in advance, and we got a full house tonight. A lot of folks watching right now, like 1,800 people watching right now. We're hoping that folks can. Just a matter of time to see folks coming in after being absent for as I mean, since January. We're back now. The last few days, the word word got around that John is back. So you know, we are calling you on to help support the brother. Again, the Cash App handle is there. It's the dollar sign Winfred for house, and the phone number is 612-283-1859. 1859 612-283-1859. Uh, who do we have coming up shortly, Sam?
Man, we trying. Okay, so let me just say this. You know, uh, Dealing with the Russell campaign has taught me a whole lot. This guy is not selfish. After he served on the city council, when he was no longer there, he was like, man, I need to recruit people to go out there, to represent us. As much as I want to go to the house, when I get there, I need people, at the lower level that are gonna initiate legislation for me. So in the process, he encouraged Reverend Dr. Daniel Goba, to run for city council. So Reverend Dr. Goba is running for city council. There's also another African sister, Dr. Ugo. She's also running for city council. So they are all part of the Russell team, and hopefully we're going to have them here to come, and tell them tell the population more about their platform. But basically, what Russell has told you, we all, the other two candidates, they're just in alignment. So, talking about who's going to be coming on, I know we're looking to have Dr. Goba chime in. He's on vacation in Canada, but
So Goba is he running for office as well?
yeah,
What is he going for?
Dr. Goba, city council. I forgot which district,
Okay.
but he would let us know. We were trying to get his campaign manager too, but he's not available this weekend. Brother Oscar Dennis. Hopefully next week he will be able to come in, and give us a few words about specific about Dr. Goba's campaign. But yeah, Dr. Goba is a Liberian. Dr. Ugo is a Nigerian. So this is not a Rasa thing. This is our African thing. It's not only an African thing. It's about representation for our community.
Now, you spoke earlier about Dan, Kamadin Dan. He has the OLM, and I think he has a huge pull. I mean, he was very instrumental when we went at the first primary. I did the middle school down Zen,
Yep.
and I think he brings a lot to the table.
Absolutely. So I learned a lot from Kamadi. Like just Gary him say that our population out here is so powerful economically that we contribute upwards of $2 billion to this Minnesota economy on an annual basis. It was mind-boggling for me. So he knows a whole lot more, and having that kind of spending power without representation it just is sickening. We just cannot continue this, and this is the beginning for us. We're happy that Russell stepped up. Dr. Goba and Dr. Ugo going to go to the city council, and we're going to encourage a whole lot more Liberians, to run for school board and different offices. I just moved here, but I'm going to step up. We really need representation, with the kind of economic power that we have.
And then Miss Francis, a businesswoman with impeccable credentials, first time into politics, mainstream politics, and she's doing a heck of a job as well.
Yeah, she is, man. Like I said last week, I don't know how she does it. Because to be a business woman, she has to run her business, and she's a mother too. Got to run her family, all of that. But she still finds the time, to coordinate, and manage this campaign in a very impeccable way, like you said. And we just say shout out, to her. And there are a whole lot of people that we want to say thank you to. There's been a lot of silent donors who've been given to the campaign, but we still need a lot of help. We still, whichever way, like Francis said it last week, we need volunteers in so many ways. And talking about volunteers, I want to say thank you to a beautiful young lady, very smart. She's been doing a lot of work in the background for us, Miss Azania George. Want to say thank you to her. She's been doing some IT stuff.
I mean, what did she get this from? I mean, the young lady
she's
a genius.
She's a natural genius. So thank you so much. We appreciate that. And everybody else that's involved with this campaign, we want to say thank you. And The Cash App handle is down there on the banner. Please go out there. $5 will make a difference. $10 will make a difference. And if you make, I think up to what $75, you can get a tax write up for that. So
And during the week, folks were asking for T-shirts. How do they get some of those T-shirts if they want T-shirts, mug, key holder, the whole nine?
You mean paraphernalia? Okay.
Yeah.
So we're gonna wait till the campaign manager comes on.
Okay.
Once our campaign manager comes on, she can let you know exactly where to get those things. I know some of them, you can get it at a very minimum cost. Of course, the proceed goes towards the campaign. We have an unending need for money right now.
Okay.
So whatever you can do, man. We'll be happy to send you, a T-shirt, whatever it is that you need.
And folks, just so you know, if you're just joining us, Bridge Radio is open for business. For those who are interested in helping to fund Bridge Radio, this is a self-funded initiative. We're in this because of the passion we have for the media. Bridge Radio has been very instrumental when it comes to Liberian politics. So in the next few days, if not weeks, we'll be reaching out to you for some donation to help get us off our feet. We hope to be very, very vital when it comes to the next coming presidential elections in Liberia, like we were in the last one. And as now, we are still looking forward to seeing what this government does in terms of changing the lives of the people in Liberia. Okay, so this is our second week back on the air. We will keep this going on for weekends, and if our professional schedule changes and at the job, then we will adjust the schedule as well. In the meantime, tomorrow afternoon at 5 p.m. Central Time, 6 p.m. Eastern, and I believe 10 p.m. Liberian Time, Dr. John T. Wu will be our special guest on Bridge Radio Africa. He wants to head the University of Liberia. What does he bring to the table? He will be telling us. And after our discussion, we'll open up the telephone line so that he can speak to his people and tell them why he intends to be the next president of the University of Liberia. Dr. Wu, during his early days of schooling, he went to Maruva College. After that, he went to the University of Liberia, graduated at a very young age, and started teaching the university. He taught both the University of Liberia and Maruva College. Then a year later, he got a scholarship to uh, relocate to the United States of America, where he obtained 3 masters and a PhD. And with his connections and contacts, he wants to give back to Liberia. So he will be our special guest tomorrow afternoon, 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern, and 10 p.m. Liberian time. We'll be live on Punch Radio, Punch FM. We'll also have an article in Smart News in Liberia, and of course, we'll be live on Bridge Radio Africa through the kind courtesy of ASHFORD, the giant GARLEY. So very shortly, as soon as we get a signal from Francis, the campaign manager, Mr. WYNFRED Russell, who is vying for office, Dr. Ogle, and of course, Dr. Goba. They all will appear this afternoon, this morning on Bridge Radio Africa. We plan to be here for 1.5 hours of production because there's a lot of activities going on this weekend in the Twin City. This is the Liberian weekend off. And of course, we're also, if we're not on the radio, we're also open for business. Just that we got 2 bookings already to MC weddings. Dede Cody, a friend and brother, is getting married on August 3rd. He hired the professional services of Bridge Radio to provide the MC aspect of the program. My cousin A.B. Bobley is also getting married on the 18th. The program, the traditional wedding is on the 18th, and then the white wedding This on the 20th. We will provide professional services as well as MC for the program. So if you're having a family reunion, wedding, and you name it, corporate events, and you're looking for that professional MC that will wow you on the microphone. You know, when we on the radio, we do things differently, but when we get in the microphone out there, we become a totally different animal. So you might just want to plan to book us for your event. Okay, we're starting this, so the charges are going to be reasonable. But you know, this is what we do. This is our forte, and we'll be looking forward to working with you. So very shortly, as soon as we get a signal from the campaign team of Winfred Russell, we'll bring them on live. And tonight, this afternoon, like I said, you had a full house. I didn't expect the place to be crowded this afternoon. And the Cash App handle is $ Winfred for house. It's on there on the screen. The telephone number also to call just in case you want to donate. 612-283-1859. And the campaign is not cheap. And these people have worked tirelessly, and want to say a big thanks to all of those who have contributed in terms of donation, helping out with door knocking, helping out with the cost of t-shirts, helping out with advertisement. We just want to say thank you. But then again, it's not just enough. And one of the things I ask you all to do is to try to go and vote early. I went to the DMV for something else, and I found myself voting early, registering to vote early. I caught up with Mr. Russell, Francis, and a host of others who were there to do the same. And I said, you know what, this is a perfect opportunity for me to vote early and make sure our friend and brother becomes the next represented in the house for the cities of Osceola and Brooklyn Park. In the meantime, folks, if you just joining us, this is the Winfred Russell campaign initiative as we plan to go for the primary, the big one in August. Again, our Cash App handle is on there. This $ the Winfred for house. And the telephone number is 612-283-1859. I will take a few bars of this song. And of course, the next face that you see will be that of Mr. Russell. Okay, we are back, and if you just joining us, welcome to the Winfred Russell Campaign Initiative on Bridge Radio Africa. We're coming your way from Brooklyn Park, Minnesota, and of course, I'm ASHFORD GARLEY. Some call me the Giant, and of course, we're here to make it happen for not only the Russell campaign, but the African diaspora community at large as well. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in as I welcome Mr. Winfred Russell. Okay, Mr. Russell, I want to say good morning and welcome to the show. How are you, my brother?
I'm great. ASHFORD, thanks a lot. Thanks for having me again. It's always a pleasure hanging out with you here on Saturdays. And we were here the last Saturday, and we're here again today. We're grateful. We are very, very excited to be here.
And thanks for giving me a heads up, man, because when I caught up with you at the DMV, I didn't know what you guys are doing. And
I know, right?
going for something different. And I found myself getting myself registered to vote as a new resident of the state of Minnesota and, of course, the city of Brooklyn Park. It was a great experience. Thankfully, that I am a registered voter now in the state of Minnesota, and I've also voted for you in the early voting process. So it was a good thing.
Thank you. I mean, and now, how was the process? Can you share with us how did the process go?
Well,
Was it
well,
was
well,
it
first, well, first,
difficult, easy? Did it take a long time?
very easy as ABC. First off, you have to be the resident of one of the cities at the Brooklyn Park, RCO. And when I went there with me being a new resident to the state of Minnesota, I was asked a few questions. And then they typed my name into the system and they found out that I was still not registered. So I had to go through the registration process. And within less than 5-10 minutes, I would give my ballot to go and vote. So it's just that easy, you know. And I would say that to encourage my brothers and sisters to do so, because with the vast majority of Liberians that we have in this community, we should be able to win the thing slam dunk, hands down. But again, we have to get to the polls. We have to get that. It's very important that people go out there and vote.
Yes, yeah, my experience too, and we've been trying to get this information out to folks. It's not that difficult. They make the process very easy. You go there, you answer a few questions. If you have your ID, you show your ID, and even if you don't have your ID, you can still vote. Yeah. So we are encouraging as many folks to come out Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30 p.m. You show up to vote at the Brooklyn Park City Hall, and if you live in um, ASIO, you can go to the ASIO City Hall too as well to vote. So it's a very seamless process. It's very straightforward, very easy. So if you're not registered, you can register there, as Ashford just said. You can register there and vote there too. You can register and vote almost at the same time.
And again, once you live in one of the cities, and even if your Minnesota's driver's license does not say you a Brooklyn Park, just bring something like perhaps a bill, you know, in this electricity bill, or something that will state the address that you live in Brooklyn Park, and that's what happened in my situation, because when I first moved, I was in Brooklyn Center, and when I said to the lady that I now live in Brooklyn Park, she just wanted to see something, and I went right to my phone, pick up my light bill, and with my name and address on it that said Brooklyn Park. It was that easy, and I just went on and voted right away. So I would encourage all of you, my friends and brothers and sisters, go out there and vote early. Early voting, you won't be missing out on anything, because you know when the August comes, it's gonna be be chaotic. People when the head is scattered, and some might not have the time, some might not have the day off. So now it's Monday through Friday. Make use of the time. Go out there and vote. Vote. We need your voice. Your vote is your voice. You know,
It is.
and Sam, yeah, will tell you about the importance of why we want Russell to get in there. He's not going to be doing it because of himself, because of his service to the community, and what he has done and continue to do for the diaspora community here in the state of Minnesota.
Well, as we, as we have been saying, I mean, we have lost out and continue to lose out on a whole lot, not having adequate representation. And for the Minnesota community, we're going to be having Mr. Dean, in a few minutes. Now he's going to really elaborate on what we really need, and why it's important. But as a newcomer over here, it didn't take me much. It didn't take long for me to realize that as an aspiring businessman in this community, my representation matters, because there's a whole lot that goes on behind the scene, that has to do with the politics. And whether we like it or not, that's how it is. Without representation, we get the crumbs of everything. For the most part, we don't get anything. So it's important that and we're grateful to the brother Russell, for stepping up, and going through all this headache. I know this man is up all night, trying to make sure he gets there, and everybody, all the volunteers that have come, to coalesce around him. We just say thank you so much. We need more voices to to sound it out loudly of why we need our representation. So it's extremely important. Like we're another person to elaborate on it. He's assured us that he's going to be available in the next few minutes.
Okay. Now, Mr. Russell, I know the campaign is rough. You've been in this community for quite some time now. Uh, Meeting people. There are some folks who perhaps have said to you, hey, now is not the time. But with the length of time you've been in this community and for what you've done so far, I think giving your opponent, I think you are the guide. But what do you say to it? Because you always have this demeanor. That you humble, quiet gentlemen. People would talk. You listen to them. Some would criticize. Some would say not so kind things. But you provide that leadership style by listening to them and try to explain to them the best way possible for them to understand why certain things were not done this way or that way. How do you do this, man? You might want to unmute your device, please, Russell.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, Ashford. We don't know how to do it any differently. So we're very grateful and appreciative of all of the people who have stepped forward to help us over the years. We've not been able to do what we've done alone. We've done it on the backs of a lot of people. Even at the city council, I'm only one vote, one person. But we have to rely on the votes and the goodwill of a lot of people. So I'm very grateful to my people, which is the base. Uh, uh, my people, they are the engine under me, and keep me going and keep me motivated. For me, I mean, for many people who know me growing up in Ganta, Nema County, they will tell you that I've been very active. I've been all about service. I've always been very actively involved, or even in Cardwell, Upper Cardwell, where I also grew up. People will tell you I was always, either putting the sports team together, or putting some group together, or being a part of some sort of initiative to better the area, to better the community. So, and when you've been in community service as long as I have been, I mean, you are likely to rub some people the wrong way. You are likely to make mistakes. I mean, these things happen. We are not infallible. We make mistakes. So we acknowledge those, and then we move forward. If we have to apologize for certain things that we may have done or may have said that others have taken it the wrong way, or others have gotten offended as a result. And we apologize. We're not too big to say we're sorry, and we can move forward. But let us look at the big picture. Let us look at the big prize ahead of us, which is providing representation for our community. I mean, we need representation. We need resources. We pump in a lot of money into this Brooklyn Park, ASU Brooklyn Center within this Northwest corridor that we need to have. It's imperative that we have representation. So I'm only one person. I'm only the vessel. Anybody can do it. I'm not indispensable to this community. But some of us, we're cut off for service. We step forward to provide service. But we've also been able to recruit others and say, look, you can, we all can do this. We've recruited folks within the Nigerian community who's also running for city council as well in the Liberian community, like Pastor Goba, who's running for city council as well. So this is what this is about. So when we succeed, we're hoping that there'll be others from our community coming along behind me to take over, who I can pass the the touch to, and then take it from there. But we need to first break this glass ceiling. We need to first take this giant step. And I've been around. I've been doing this for a while. There's no one in this race that is more qualified than I am. That no one who has the track record that I have and that I have been able to amass over the years. But we still have to rely on our people. We still have to encourage our folks to show up to vote and to be a part of this process. But it has not been easy, Sam and Ashford. We made a lot of mistakes along the way, but I can guarantee you, I can tell you that whatever mistakes we made or whatever things that we may have said that may have angered some folks, it was never intentional. We may write some things or we may say some things and people might take it the wrong way. Public service is not an easy thing. I mean, you see, even on a national level, you see Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, and people are constantly after them. There is no way you can satisfy everybody. There's no way you can make everybody happy. But I try to do the best I can to be there for my folks, to be serviceable to my folks, and we'll continue to do that.
Thank you. Well, folks, if you just joining us, this is the Winfred Russell Campaign Initiative on Bridge Radio Africa. Today is July the 6th, 2024, and we are coming your way from Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. We have our Cash App handle out there for those who want to donate. Is the $ Winfred for House, or you can make use of the telephone number 612-283-1859. Want to say the big thanks to all of you who have taken the time to form part of the production this morning. At this time, I'd like to welcome Miss Frances Tyler, who is in fact the campaign manager for the Russell team. Miss Tyler, good morning and welcome to the show. Miss Tyler, are you there? Okay, now, Mr. Russell, as we with Miss Tyler to join us, I know you guys have been door knocking for the last several weeks. Tell us about the process. How are things going now?
Things are going good. We are pretty confident that we are doing all we can. We're trying to reach each voter, one voter at a time, and knocking on doors, asking them for their vote, telling them why I'm the best candidate in the race among the two candidates who are going, who will be participating in a primary from the Democrat. We have the track record to show. We have voted on and supported some big issues, and we're going to take those issues to the state capitol. And we're here to represent the interests of all of the residents who live in the Brooklyn Park 38A and RCO 38A district. So we meet a lot of folks who are excited about our candidacy, who are embracing us. I mean, true. You will meet some folks who may tell you, don't come by, don't stop by my place, whatever. You can't take it personal. You just walk away and move on to the next person. But we're pretty excited and pretty confident. I mean, there are a lot of volunteers coming through, and we need more volunteers. So if you're out there, if you cannot contribute to the campaign via the Cash App that we have listed here, Ashford and Sam have listed here, you can also come and volunteer, to help us drop flyers out, information out about the issues that we will be fighting for when we get to St. Paul. And it will be issues that impact us, that affect us, that will make us to grow, that will make us to live a better and quality life here in this area. So so there's so many different ways to support the campaign.
What's happening this weekend? Beginning today, tomorrow. I know folks. Somebody mentioned about some Full Sail barbecue to just help get some more monies to help with the campaign.
The full sale has been postponed. I think Ms. Tyler, the campaign manager, can speak more um, uh, closely about that, about what we're going to be doing next. So today we're just after we get off the show, we are there are some folks who are meeting at the OLM and waiting so we can get started with the door knocking, door to door. So the full sale for today, which which was scheduled to take place at the OLM offices, that full sale has been postponed. But Miss Tyler has the new date, and when she gets on, she'll be telling us the new date for the full sale. So for now, we're just going around canvassing. But there are a lot of events, there are a lot of activities going around. We'll be participating, going on the football field, the soccer field, going to different barbecue. There were a lot of barbecue out. I mean, the sun is bright and shining. It looks like a wonderful day today. So we'll be out there engaging as many people as we can engage. But the full sale that we announced earlier, the full sale barbecue fundraiser at the OLM, that event has been postponed.
Okay. Well, if somebody is listening and has the contact to Miss Tyler, could you please tell her that we want her to come on now? Miss Tyler, are you still there? Perhaps she's doing something else. Sam, you got something for Russell?
Yeah, we always got something because this is non-stop. This is a marathon. We're running out here until we cross the finish line. Uh, we ain't gonna get tired, man. Uh, yeah, we just want to keep saying it, man. And I want to volunteer to drive some people, to go vote. If you can't get to the polls, you know, if you need a ride, I'm available. I can make time available to take some, young people, old people, anybody who wants to get to the poll to ride. Because I mean, this stuff. I mean, we have a lot to lose, man. So you can contact the campaign manager. I can pass my number on. You can reach me. We will make time available to come and pick you guys up. And make sure that we go and cast this vote. And we want to stress that early voting is extremely important. It's extremely important. If we can get these numbers in early, we will win this thing easily.
Miss Tyler, good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for having me as usual.
And the first I want to say a big thanks to you for what you do. Besides your personal schedule as a business person, and you come out every day. As a matter of fact, I caught up with you the other day at the DMV, and you were there with your colleagues trying to make sure people are registered to vote early. I know sometimes it can be tough. I mean, the family woman with the kids, and you still balance your schedule to help out in this campaign. And one of the things you want to see happen is to make sure that Winfred wins this election, and that alone would just solidify your effort.
Yes, yes.
I know you're door knocking. What are the plans for today?
Door knocking, door knocking, door knocking. We need to reach as many voters as possible. I have few volunteers here today. Wanka, which is so amazing, and her mother came to door knock. So, and I also had to go and pick up another volunteer. So that's why I'm was a little behind, but we are here at the OLM. That's our meeting point to go door knocking. So we come here in the morning and we stay for a few minutes waiting to see if others can join us, and then we go out in the community talking to voters and passing out flyers. So we are encouraging anyone who's listening right now, who's in the area, to stop by at OLM and let's go do some door knockings and talk to some voters.
The people love to hear from you. We have the Cash App handle out there, and I know you people have all kinds of expenses to go through in terms of the campaign. The campaign is not a joke. So if you can just follow, tell the people what are you doing, what is it that you need this donation for in terms of the campaign. They're all ears listening to you.
Well, as I've said before, and if anybody been in America for a while, They will know that elections are very expensive. That's why candidates are always begging people for money because everything you have to do is it involve money. As I said, even the flyers we need to buy thousands and thousands of flyers, and it's not cheap. And then we have to buy yard signs, and we have to buy T-shirts, and we have to pay for advertisement, and it's just so much more everything we need to do. So that's why we need money. As I tell people, there are a lot more we can be doing if we had the money. We could be doing more advertisement and reach in that way to reach more people. But because we have not reached our budget goals, there are things we cannot do. But we're still very thankful to all who have contributed to this campaign. We know life is not easy. Everybody have some financial difficulties, but yet there have been people who have stepped up to the plate and has contributed, and they are the reason why the campaign continued to move forward. We want to say thanks, a big thanks to all those who have contributed, and we appreciate all of them.
Well, we just saw the Mr. Kamadindi and Baptop Sam. You want to bring him in to tell us a little bit about what he does within the community and
Well, I want to say thank you to our brother Kamati Dean. He's the president of OLM. Fantastic guy doing some fantastic work in this place. And we beg him to come on, and tell us as a community leader, why it's important for us to have representation, because I mean he knows numbers, Kamadi, please tell us, what's the population of Liberians like in this place, maybe you can approximate, and why it's important that we have to have representation, and why we haven't had one in the long, forever.
Thank you very much, Sam, and the Ash for the Giant GARLEY. I'm glad that once more you guys have brought us on this forum and this platform to be able to talk to our fellow Liberians and the African community. I just want to put things in context and make it short. As you rightly said, we don't have the exact number, but it is estimated that we are at least over 48,000 Liberians in the state of Minnesota. Uh, uh, and then we are highly concentrated in Hennepin County. And within Hennepin County, the concentration is in the city of Brooklyn Park, Brooklyn Center, mostly. And what we are talking about is District 38A. So let me tell you about what is about District 38A that is very important to us. We are part of the minority community in this area, and I think among the minority community, the Liberians have a very sizable number. The very office where OLM is right now fall within that district. And like I continue to say, the largest concentration of Liberian students outside of the Republic of Liberia is found in this district. So, uh, Liberia, as a country, Liberians, the United States citizens of Liberian descent, we've never had in the state of Minnesota a Liberian to Capitol building, that is, whether that's state senate or state representative. We've never had that. OLM as a community organization been existing for over 48 years. But we have Liberians that have been in this community. It started off like a student organization and evolved as a community-based organization and was fully registered in 1975. But let's pivot back to what is at stake right here. To where OLM is located, physical address is in District 38A. To where we have the concentration of Liberian students outside the Republic of Liberia, that is the largest number, is in the same district. We have a candidate that is a Liberian that been in this district for over 20 years, that have also worked as a city council member, that that was head of the very district that we are looking in, sitting in Olam is located in the West District. Now, what is the alternative to this candidate? The alternative to this candidate is our Kenyan sister who has moved in the district a couple of months ago. Now, uh, Mr. Russell, is he qualified? That is not a question. He's qualified. He has served his community. Um, OLM as a community-based organization, in the last 4 years, one of our largest grantors have been the city of Brooklyn Park. All of what the community has benefited from the city of Brooklyn Park in terms of fundings, whether it's our healthcare program, the healthcare program we talked about, workforce development, where you have the CNA and TMA program, we get that funding from the city of Brooklyn Park. And WYNFRED Russell was on the table at that time. He voted for that. When we talk about when we had the COVID pandemic, when our community was disproportionate impact, that we have food distribution, ethnic food. We have funding from the city of Brooklyn Park. WYNFRED Russell was on that table. He voted. So everything that the community has benefited from, which of course I would not list all handed, he voted for everything for both the Liberian community and the African community as a whole. Now, he's tested. We've seen him. We know him. But more importantly, he is a Liberian. Okay? What is the option? What is the alternative to him? If we're not going to vote him in, then we are going to vote in our Kenyan sister. Okay? So, let's take a step back and look at it. We have other African community in the state that have excelled, that came lately in the 90s after us. You look in the Hmong community, you have so many state senators and representatives. You look in the Kenya community, you have about five, not the Kenya, but the Somali community, you have about five Somali state representatives, two state senators, a city mayor. The list go on. We have not had one person of Liberian origin that have been elected to a state representative and a state senator. This is a golden opportunity for us as a community, and that pride that you can look at your little son, your daughter, and see for the first time that we elect a Liberian to be a state representative. What does that tell the young people? That it is possible, it is attainable, it's reachable. Okay? Now, we're not going against anybody, we're going against just two people of African origin. One is from East Africa, one is from West Africa. One is from Liberia. What you have, the district concentrated with a lot of Liberians. If we decide to select as a community and as a people, we are not going to make the effort. We're going to sit back. We might never have this opportunity in a very long time. Who occupied a position for the last 20 some more years is Representative Mark Nelson. Okay? And Mark Nelson, the Caucasian, he's been there. Now, he's retired. And I commend him for all of his services he's done. But now, the chance is here for us. The opportunity is for us. It's reachable. So we have to put aside all the political correctness. I say WYNFRED Russell is the vessel through which our community can access a seat at the table. He's the instrument through which we can have access to state capital. Now, you talk about passing bill. Everything that goes on in the state of Minnesota, the decision comes from the Capitol building. It trickled down to our community. Funding. We have not had funding appropriation from state for the last 48 years that directed to the Liberian community. But the other minority community, if you combine the funding from the Somalian community, the East African community, the Hmong community, it's over $100 million in the last 10 years. But if you look at the economic impact that we have in this state, it's over $2 billion in Olympic country. So what do we get back from the taxes we pay, whether it's from our home, our businesses, our purchases we do? So if we look at this in context and say, listen, we have a person. Tomorrow, if we decide to go to the state capital and ask for funding, we want to have a bill, who better can represent the interests of the Liberian community than the Liberian that live in this district, that understand the challenges and needs of his people in this district? Common heritage, common background.
Now, Mr. Dan,
Yeah.
in terms of the challenges, in a layman term, Mahmoud Sue is sitting down in Brooklyn Park and she's going through some things and can see her way clear. John Joseph wants to open up let's say a grocery store. He's been waiting for this license for almost 2 years, can see his way clear. What does the presence of Mr. Russell do for those people who need help in all those areas?
So I tell you, and you know, as I do know, it is all about network and representation. First of all, every elected official in the United States will cater to a voting bloc, a community, a constituent that determines whether he or she can remain in office or lost that seat. So naturally, they will cater it. One of our challenges as a community, we don't vote. And this time around, I'm asking all of us to vote. The vote that you withhold is a decision that you are making against yourself. The vote that you cast, the ballot you cast, is a decision and a power that you are using. If you have the right to vote, which is your power, and you don't use it, you withhold it. Somebody else use that power because your vote is withheld. That person vote is two vote. Your withheld vote plus their casted vote. That's how it is. Now, back to what you said. Decisions that affect the day-to-day life and funding in the community start from the state capital. It trickles down to the city. So when the funding is passed, the bill is passed, then the various cities in the state have funding. Then it comes back to the city council members, the city mayors. So all those places we have to have some kind of representation, because the fact and statistics shows within the last 48 years we have not had appropriation directed to the Liberian community, even though our economic power that impact the economy of the state is over $2 billion. So why is that? We should ask ourselves. We have the power. We are withholding the power. We're not using the power. Other communities are using the power and getting the result that they need. All I'm saying, okay? Use the power, vote. I'm not going to tell you yet in my capacity as O&M executive director, vote for this person. But I can tell you, as a Liberian, I would be more than proud to have the first Liberian to be a member of the state of Minnesota representative. That would be a pride. That my child will look at, that your son will look at, your daughter will look at, and it can inspire them to say, look, this is reachable. This is an achievable goal.
Well, folks, if you just joined us, this is the WYNFRED Russell Campaign Initiative from British Radio Africa. And tomorrow afternoon, we'll play host to Dr. John Wu, who wants to be president of the University of Liberia. He'll be our special guest, 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, and 10 p.m. in Liberia. Ms. Tyler, tell us How long we have to go for this early voting process? Because I know things will get real busy when the campaign starts to ready roll in August. Please unmute your device.
Well, early voting, as we have said here before, has already started. It started on August. It started on September, June 28th. Sorry about that. It started June 28th, and it's going to continue
Oh, we lost that. I think we're can help her out until she gets back. You might want to unmute your device, sir.
Yeah, thanks. Francis, we're talking about early voting. So early voting started already at the City Hall in Brooklyn Park and in the city of Osceola. So folks can go there with your driver's license or with a bill and show up to vote. So polls are open during the early voting. You can go from 8 a.m. until 4:30 p.m. and you go and you vote. You vote. You if you're not registered yet, if you haven't registered, if you've not voted yet, you can go to the Brooklyn Park City Hall at 5200 85th Avenue North in Brooklyn Park and vote. The City Hall in Asio is on Central Avenue. You can also go there too and vote, and your vote will be counted. So for now, we are doing everything possible to encourage as many people to show up to vote early. So just in case they have to work and they have to do something else, we just want to get this stuff out of the way.
Sam?
Well, we're still hoping to get Pastor Goba on. We want to say a big. I personally want to say a big thank you to Brother Deanne for coming up and making it really clear uh, why our community needs this representation. Thank you so much. We appreciate all the efforts, and I'm going to be leaving shortly, and Ashford is going to continue with the rest of the guys. But we have a lot of work to do, and we're not going to get tired. Everybody everyone out there who has any difference with Brother Russell, he already apologized. And this is not about him. Just forget about it. This thing is not personal. Like I will always say, I'm new to this community, and once I learn about this thing, man, I'm in the neck deep because I understand the implication. Let's put our hands together. This is our pride. Let's make sure we get this thing. We cannot afford to give it. To give it out to somebody else, man. We are very proud people. Like we talk about how dignified we are, and we got to show it through substance. And part of that substance, is being able to say we have our own brother. Under the dome out there representing us. And we can't afford to give this seat. Like I said, I'm available. If anybody needs ride to go vote, contact the campaign manager. She will give you my number, and I will make the time. I will take the time out. I will come and pick you up and drive you. Thank everybody for everything you do for the campaign. I have to go, but let's make sure we take Russell to the Capitol.
Yeah, I know
um,
Russell and Mr. Dan have to go. We have 12, 13 minutes to wrap up things. I think Francis was in flight before we lost her, so it may continue. In the meantime, I want to say hi to Human Kringat. Human Kringat is the resident of Minnesota. She says she caught up with Mr. Russell the other day at one of the local business places and introduced herself to him and expressed her interest in helping to vote for him as well. Francis?
yes. I just want to emphasize what Sam said just now. We are available to take people to the polls, to the Brooklyn Park or Osceola City Hall. So if you want to vote, we will be here every Friday at the OLM. So just come up on every Friday at the OM. We'll be here from in the morning to in the evening, available to take people to go vote to help them register and vote. So if you're having problem with registering, or you don't have, you don't have a right, or you have questions, or you just need help with the voting process, come at the OM every Friday. Will be here. Somebody will be able to help you with that process.
Well,
Yeah.
again, we are asking you to donate to the campaign, and the Cash App handle is on that $ the Winfred for House. Or you can also use the telephone number 612-283-1859. Every little will help us in this campaign, because we need Russell to represent the vast majority of the African within the Osceola and Brooklyn Park areas. Mr. Russell, I think your device is muted.
Yes, thanks. And yeah, we need every little bit, every dollar. I mean, I know many of us see the ads on social media from the Biden campaign and other national politicians always asking for money. Is because um, uh, elections are very expensive to run, and this one is no exception. Especially the higher up you get, the more expensive it becomes. And Frances, our campaign manager, has clearly articulated why we need the resources we need, the money we need to be able to do the things that we need to do to get the word out. We have to pay for signs. We have to pay for ads, ad in the newspaper. At least about $2,000+ to just run a weekly ad in the newspaper. We haven't done the video yet. Just a video on social media or so. It's going to cost us about $16,000. That's for production, post production, for putting it up there. So it's very, very expensive. So every little bit that you have, you can chip in. That would be very helpful. That'll be very grateful of us, and very appreciative. So we thank you as always, but just rest assured that we are there for the community. We are there to represent the interests of the larger community. And we have not disappointed you before, and we'll not disappoint you moving forward. But that doesn't mean that we may not have made you mad in some way, somehow along the way. Would not have said some things or did some things that may have disappointed you along the way. But we are laser focused on providing services and providing support to our community, and we'll continue to do that. So with your support, your $5, your $10, whatever you have to chip in, we will take that, utilize that, and you can rest assured that those resources will be used accordingly, and they will be spent for the purposes for which they were donated.
Well, Mr. Dan,
Yes.
I want to thank you for the reception. When I moved here about a year ago, you were very hospitable and invited me to your offices or at the OLM, and just wanted to let you know that Bridge Radio is open for business. If there's anything that we can do to help disseminate the information out there, just feel free to get in contact with us.
Definitely.
July
Well,
26th is coming up, my man.
let me make two things clear. Thank you, Mr. Russ. First of all, the role of OLM is to encourage all.
It's a little glitch there. And
Yes.
are you with us, Mr. Dan? Well, Francis, just continue to do what you do best to make people spend their money.
Well,
So wait for Mr.
yes, yes.
Dan.
I keep getting this question asked every time I ask the voters
All right,
and
good. All right.
vote for.
Can I continue now?
Yeah,
Yes.
go ahead.
Yeah. So OLM as a community-based nonprofit organization, we help to encourage everybody to vote. We'll do voter education, register and everything, and you make your decision who you want to vote for. Now, having said that, we are having our July 26th program this year, and the event starts from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday is the ball at Moundsview Community Center. The tickets are sold at 50, 75, and $100 for patron. Uh, we are encouraging people to advertise in our souvenir program, businesses, individual families, community-based organizations, counties, and other to do that. The tickets is currently available. You can get that at OLM office. You can get that at the Waterside Market. Other businesses we will announce. The souvenir for the July 26 program will be coming out pretty soon. It's available. You can stop by beginning Monday and get whatever T-shirts and souvenir you want. Again, Mr. Garley, we will be getting in contact with you to help with some of our public relation activities. So thank you again. Our community, I can say, please go and vote. No matter what the situation, your vote is your power. Use it. Do not keep it. If you don't use the power you have as an American citizen, somebody else will use it for you. And when they use it for you, they will benefit. Their interest will come before your interest. If you use your vote, you determine who your leader will be. And when you determine who your leader will be, then you have a say on how to shape your destiny. There are people before us that share blood, that share sell their lives, went to prison just to guarantee you the right to vote. And you have that right. You have that power. Use it. Don't keep it. Thank you very much.
Okay. Ms. Stoller, as we wrap up this afternoon.
Well, I cannot overemphasize the request for help to or for our people to volunteer for us. They help to go out and speak to voters, to go to door to door. I've had a lot of Liberians come up to me. Oh, I rather hope Winfrey will win. I'm praying for him. Well, prayer with our work is dead. So if you support this campaign and you want Winfrey to win, you have to come out and help. I mean, we have thousands and thousands of voters to reach to. One or two people or three people cannot do this. In order for Winfrey to win, we need people to come out and help. Help to come in the community to talk to voters, to give voters flyers. We need
But again, the lady is so busy and people calling her, and as they call, they interrupt the discussion. Well, Mr. Russell, as we wrap up this afternoon, we got 3 more minutes to go. The time is of essence, and we just wanted you to, as last you, okay, we got her back. Francis, we're gonna be wrapping up, so just go ahead and land, and then we're bringing
okay.
and conclude.
I'm back. Sorry, there's a lot of technical difficulties. But as I was saying, we need volunteers, and that's the one of the most difficult challenge I'm having in this community or in this campaign is lack of volunteers. I know people are busy, people are working, but if we're gonna bring this home, if we're gonna elect Winfrey for a House of Representative, we have to door knock. We have to give her flyers. Our opponent is out there. She has the money to pay people to go out and door knock. And statistics has shown over and over the campaign that hits the most doors, the campaign that reach out to to voters the most, are clearly the people that win. So we need people to please come out and help. I keep calling on people every day, and we have very little people to come out and help us do that. So please, please come out and do that. And I also wanted to address something else. Most of the time I reach to Liberian out there, they ask me, "You're asking us to vote. What are you going to do for us?" And they will always say, "Oh, even our community are not doing anything for us." We go to OM. OLM office, and there's nothing, they don't do much for us. Well, I keep telling people, in order for our community to do something for us, we need to vote, because then they're able to get resources. The leaders in the community don't have the money to fund these services that you guys are requesting. Every service that your community leaders can provide for you needs to be funded from somewhere, and so we need to get representation in the house, at the capital, so we can get money from the state to be able to fund resources for you guys. So that's why representation matters. The community cannot fund, nobody's giving OLM money. OIM executive and board member don't have the money to fund these programs and provide you guys with the services that you guys need and requesting, if they don't have funding for it. So that's why it's important we have WYNFRED as a representative out there to put in bills, to sponsor bill, to advocate on our behalf, so money can come. You're talking about other community having this other thing, they have this other thing. Well, they are not having it from the money from their pockets. They are having it because they have representative out at the capital advocating to get state money. Some of the taxes you pay, they advocate to get some of the money to come back into the community. So that's how these services are being provided to the other communities. So for your community to be like those other communities, to provide you the services that you're asking, we need somebody at the capital to help bring money in the community to provide those services. So that's one of the ways having WYNFRED Russell as a representative would benefit you directly. So yeah, so y'all come out and vote, come out and volunteer, and we appreciate all of you who have helped in this campaign so far.
Thank you, Ms. Tyler. Mr. Russell, give us your last word just before we wrap up this afternoon.
Thank you, and I'd like to say
So all
a
the time you're
happy,
talking, nobody
happy
even hear
weekend
me.
to.
So you
No,
haven't been hearing me?
no, we hear you. You lie. You still lie.
You're live though.
Go ahead, Winfred.
Yes, I just want to say a great happy weekend to everyone out there listening in radio land, on TV land, in social media land as well. I'd like to say this. It's a great time being here with you all and hanging out with Mr. Garley, the Giant, and Mr. Barker, who has left us already. I'm very grateful to you all for doing this and setting aside a time, your programming schedule for us to come here to talk to our folks, to encourage them to show up to vote and tell them why it's important that we have representation. So you can always donate if you can do it now. You can donate whenever you have the time to do that. The number is 612-283-1859. And early voting, you can go in on Monday at the City Hall in Brooklyn Park, or in Osseo if you live in Osseo, and vote. And vote Russell for House, because representation matters. Thank you.
Okay, folks. I'm afraid it's sort of time we have to be with you this afternoon. Of course, Brace Radio Africa and the WYNFRED Russell Campaign Initiative. We will be back next week, Saturday, same time, 11 till 12, here on Brace Radio. And of course, I'll be joined in by Sam Barker. I hope to see the campaign manager for Mr. Gobat show up, Mr. Oscar Dennis. And folks, I want to say the big thanks to all of you. Tomorrow afternoon, 5 p.m., we will play host to Dr. John Blue. He wants to be the next president of the University of Liberia. He will be our special guest, 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, and 10 p.m. Liberian Time. We'll be on Punch FM in Liberia. We'll have an article in Smart News in Liberia as well. Until then, folks, please allow me to borrow the words of the wise man. When you fall, make sure you land on your back, because when you can look up, you can get up. You have it within you to do so. And what people think about you and the possibility for your dream is none of your business. Let them continue to worry about it. When people say no to you, don't take it personal. They are not saying no to you, they're saying no to themselves. They're saying no to living a bigger life. They're saying no to what is going on in their heads because they're suffering from possibility blindness. Folks, I'm telling you, tough times don't last, tough people do. The heart of a man is never known until he rises because there's no second chance to make that first impression. But see, young people, see, when we are Pelia, you will know Muzu, and what you mad to Jai, and you are the Wapop. He doesn't eat iron. He's definitely stronger than lion. Some call him the medicine, the microphone, the golden voice of radio, Africa's media, doobie-doo. Extraordinaire. I'm ASHFORD the Giant GARLEY. Have a great Saturday afternoon.
Soki opesi na ya lole mungwana na komi esika na lingaka yo Maria Masane na bomba na motema na kokate tika na binisa o mama na bomba na motema na kokate tika na binisa o Hoka hey Sugar. L'ingénieur Tumba Kinkela. Wakaba changement. Oh, musique et guitare.